my neck straight. Hand on the wheel, seat back till my neck ache. Moving around the city, riding like I'm in a death race. Focus, getting to the money, let the rest wait. Now I'm in the next state. Gotta set my watch back. Feel like I'm traveling through time. I see it in the store, them the new balances is mine. Been spending so much money that my taxes is behind. And hating on the niggas counteract up to the grind. He started at the bottom, how you mad that he can shine? The mailman at the door, packages get signed. So many checks I gotta open up, I'm at they mind. The shorty at the crib, I said relax, I grabbed the wine. She pretty in the face, plus I'm attracted to the mind. I see her body shiver when I smack it from behind. The bed under the window, so she grabbing on the blinds. And with a crime, and not treat her like I'm supposed to. She looked at me and was like, bro, it's not the old you. I had to get my shit together, thought I told you. Cause you held me down while I was broke.
We gonna have that something to me.
Welcome to the new age. Welcome to the new age. How you feeling today?
GME, AMC, Blackberry. Let's get it.
Let's get it. We are in the Reddit frenzy, the Ape Nation crowd, the retail traders crowd. This is when we're at our best. When AMC is popping off, GME was popping off yesterday, starting to cool down. Blackberry is up. Let's get a quick rundown. Antonio, you ready for a rundown? All right, let's continue what we'll be talking about right now too. Our guy Antonio is ready for a rundown. So, this is when we're at our best. I'm currently, when was Jordan's flu game?
I don't remember.
Was it 96, 97, 98?
I want to say 96.
Okay, let's say it was 96.
I could be wrong.
I'm currently having my Jordan flu game. My ankle was all busted up from playing basketball yesterday. I limped in here into the office. Got to get it done. So,
by the way, how much you get paid to twist your ankle and all that? How much you get paid for that?
Negative $10.
Got you.
Negative $10. But
so that's a horrible return on investment.
It paid itself back because AMC jumped off. So
you might consider retiring like me.
Nah, I am a retired hooper, but I'm like Brett Favre. I come in and out,
Mm-hmm.
So, can we get a rundown now, or is you still paralyzed over there? Okay, let's get it. Antonio with the rundown.
GME is up knocking on 4% in pre-market.
Hold on, say that again.
AMC is
GME or AMC?
AMC,
Okay.
the movie theater where you go to watch movies and popcorn. That place is at up 4% in pre-market. Tesla is down 0.38%. GME is down 1.36%. Virgin Galactic up 1%. ChargePoint up 0.22%. BlackBerry up 2%. And you guys' favorite Palantir is down 0.16%.
Okay. Let's get straight into it. So, obviously yesterday we were talking about is a major bull run coming.
This was pre-market
yesterday. And now today, it looks like it's starting to get there.
But let's talk about before, as the day continued after our assessment.
If you don't cut me off, I can get to.
No, you went straight to the day. You said now today. That's the only reason I said that.
No, I was saying, and now today is starting to look like that bull run is inching its way closer and closer to the January month, the end of May, June month of that major bull run that we had for the retail traders or, everyday investors. So we predicted. I don't remember. Your prediction was we don't get a bull run.
Yeah, yours and mine was that we're in a bubble and that a bull run won't happen until after a major retracement / crash.
Right, and when we say bull run, we're talking about the likes of January and the likes of June when it was just a good week or two full of green. Cash was falling out the ceiling. Cash was growing from trees in the stock market.
Your prediction was that we'll see volatility.
Right.
Yesterday, after that debate and assessment or perspective from you and I, the market shot up during the day.
Right.
You know,
Especially around 2:00.
Specifically the stocks that have been shorted and the hedgies are betting against.
Right.
So when you reference the January and months like that.
Right. So so back in January, it was a lot of shorted stocks that the retail traders got hold of and started pouring in a lot of money into. It was AMC, GME, BlackBerry was one of them, Nokia was one of them. We had, I think, was it KOSS? KOSS, KOSS?
I can't remember.
It was KOSS. I think it was BBBY. I think, is that Bath and Body's work?
Yeah, that was one of them.
One of them. So it was a whole slew of them.
Tilray, like the weed stock. Remember, Tilray shot up to like $67.
Right.
That is overnight.
Right.
And then dropped back down to like.
That was more so February though. But
okay, that was right after.
Right.
The frenzy of.
I was so hurt. Weed was going crazy in February, and I was like, "What am I doing?" So anyway, so now.
But by the way, they were being shorted as well.
Tilray.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was being shorted as well. It didn't run when AMC and GME ran, but it ran directly after that frenzy, and all the investigations started.
Right. So GME, AMC went from like $35, $36 to $45, $47 at like its height yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
GME, so that's a $10, $12 increase in one day.
Right.
That's huge.
And it was about 25% or 20+% on the day overall.
I believe so. I'm not exactly sure. GME, I don't know where it started from. It was under $200. You know that, like one.
It started at 180
near 180
on
near
yesterday,
180.
and it climbed all the way to what?
Like at least 220, 225. Yeah.
It started at 166 and climbed all the way to 225. That's about close to $75 somewhere around.
Right. So shout out to the people again. I can't stress enough the conviction you have to have
55
in a place that you're making, in the patience you have to have in the place that you're making. When you believe in something, you believe in it. You believe in it, unless new evidence shows otherwise.
So let me ask you this: you just said something about believing in the play. Is it that people believe? Do you think that most people see this as an opportunity because of the surrounding factors with the hedgies, et cetera, going on? Or is it that they believe in the fundamentals of these companies? They believe in a play, or do they believe in the company itself?
I think
Just so we're
I
clear.
think it's a little bit of both. I think most of it has to do with the play itself, the short squeeze, and
I ask that because this is, a unique situation for our listening viewers.
right.
Stocks like this is very unique. It happens, for some people once in a lifetime.
Right. So again, when you're investing into the stock market, it doesn't always correlate. The stock price doesn't always correlate with the fundamentals of the business. And it's huge that we make that separation. It's huge that we make that separation. So when you're a new investor, you have to look at the business and the fundamentals of it, but you have to look at how the actual share price is evolving and can continue to evolve.
The potential that's there?
The potential that's there or not there.
Right.
So I believe with the AMC type of plays, the GME type of plays, it's less fundamental, more so share price predicting and share price potential. So, but again, you can make a lot of money both ways.
Right.
Both ways.
So when you say it's less fundamental, a play like that, like AMC's and the GME, you yourself didn't look at the fundamentals of that play, correct?
No, I did not. No, not for AMC.
Right.
Not for AMC. A lot
So
of.
what did you see
I seen.
when you assessed this specific
I
play?
seen momentum.
Okay.
I seen hype and rumors, and I seen fear, FOMO, fear of missing out. So,
Popular term.
and again, as I was saying yesterday, I'm not sure if we was on camera or not, but when I first got into the stock market, I made $10K in 1 month
Right.
based off of a speculative play.
Uh-huh.
It was the CCIV play.
Which is
Right. That's
go ahead, I'm sorry.
It was ticker symbol CCIV. It later turned to ticker symbol LCID. And the speculation was would
which is it was a SPAC.
it was a SPAC. It was a SPAC.
Right. And a SPAC is what? It's a way for
It's a special
purpose acquisition company.
So we was playing. It was a rumor that SPAC would merge with Lucid Motors, which is LCID. So CCIV merging with LCID, and that was pretty much off speculation.
Right.
That was off of rumors. That was off of news. That was off of a little bit of insight.
So another win that you made off of opportunity that wasn't necessarily fundamentally sound, but speculative / moment, everything you just broke down.
Right. And
Okay.
and again, I made 10,000 off.
Right, that's what I said. Another play
of that play.
Right, another play you was able to win on.
You don't always have to. It doesn't always have to be a fundamental backed stock.
But-
You can make a lot of money based off of rumors, news, and fear. Nothing moves the market more than fear.
which is all tied into a momentum play.
Right.
Essentially.
And-
By the
and-
way,
go ahead.
nothing we say on this live broadcast is financial advice. This is our full disclaimer. Check with a licensed financial advisor. Do your own homework / due diligence. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Proceed.
Right. So, again, like I can't stress that enough. Most of the money I've made in the stock market was based off of momentum plays. And if you can get in early,
So
or if you can get in at I'm gonna just say early. If you can get early before the momentum wave comes, you can reap a ton of rewards. And excuse me. And that's what I've been able to do with a lot of the money I've made in the stock market.
So let me say that. Let me tell you what I hear in my reflective listening. You breaking down. So basically, beginning out in your trading journey, or early in your trading journey, it sounds like your strategy had been playing a lot of the momentum plays, right? In which you was the high risk plays, but you were able to recoup high rewards for taking the high risk. Another thing that I hear as you're breaking down the FOMO, the news surrounding, etc., those were indicators, because the listening viewers should understand that there's various indicators that you should look at as you approach different opportunities or various opportunities in the market. Now,
What's the indicators that you're referring to?
Let me say this. Like you broke it down. You broke down about 3 or 4 of them when you talked about this particular strategy, because that's what I want to hone in on. Strategy, right?
Got you. And that's really what it is.
Right. So that's why I hear. That's why I'm saying in my reflective listening, right? That's what I hear you breaking down. I just want to bring clarity for the listening viewers, right? So early on, your strategy was to play the momentum plays, and like I said, you recoup those rewards from taking those high risks. Are you still? Is your approach still that same strategy, or has it changed? Have you coupled it with anything?
I would say my approach is still that strategy. I think what works for you works for you. Right. And I think for some people it may not work for some people. But what works for me works for me. I feel like I've done really well, and I got a good eye of seeing. Like a good example is ATNF, right? So,
which is a play you're currently in,
right? Okay. So, I'm gonna be fully transparent here. I have option contracts on ATNF out till January, so I'm in it super early. I believe as the catalysts come up with the trial periods they have in Q3 and Q4.
So this is another indicator that we're referencing. Right. This is how Datwan's approach has been to the stock market. He's given us an example of a current play that he's in, and that indicated some of the things he was looking at that made him make a sound, informed decision in his approach to investing in this play. Go ahead, Datwan.
Right. So ATNF has trial periods coming up in Q3, Q4, right? So that's this second half of the year. I believe momentum will start to come ATNF's way. So I'm in it super early.
Why do you believe that? I'm sorry. I'll cut you off.
You want me to answer your question first?
You can finish your thought, and then I want to come back to why you believe that the momentum.
Okay, so let me just finish saying what I'm saying. So I'm in it super early, and I'm going to continue to accumulate a position in ATNF early.
So you doubling down?
Yes.
Okay.
As I feel as though momentum will start to slowly creep into ATNF when the trial periods get officially back for results. And when you get these pharmaceutical companies, these biotech companies approved and their test results goes good, then you get a hike in share price. A lot of buying power comes to those stocks.
A lot of buying pressure.
Right.
Okay.
Buying pressure. So
which in turn directly affects the share price.
Right. Okay. Right. So that's why I'm in ATNF early, because I feel like that catalyst will then shoot the stock price up, and I'm already in early. So when the FOMO comes, fear of missing out, then I'm reaping all the rewards.
Did you mention what ATNF was? What type of?
I mentioned it yesterday. So ATNF is it's a biotech company that's focused on solving like inflammation and helping people with it, because inflammation causes like some of the most diseases in the world right now. Right.
And you see, like you said, outside of this, but when you first told me about this play, the first thing I thought of was athletes.
Right.
Because athletes suffer from, you get a point for that too. Athletes suffer for.
That's a point.
A lot of athletes suffer during their career as well as post-career from inflammation. So instantly I'm like, whoa, that's a big marketplace. We're talking about soccer, basketball, baseball, wrestling, you name it, athlete or athletic wise, they suffer from this particular disease, right?
Right.
Let alone inflammation is not only isolated to the athletic world.
Right.
Like you said, it's the cause of so many other diseases in our society.
So, sticking with the retail stocks and the
but let me say one more thing about ATNF, because you mentioned about the moment, if should the trial periods come back with a positive rating, narrative, etc., that we should directly see
Right.
it affect the share price.
Right.
However, it's a flip side to that. If
Right.
they come back negative, then the likelihood of the share price dropping is extremely high.
Right.
And these are the types of risks that are involved when you invest into the market and any opportunity and any play
Right.
that's there.
Right.
So just understand your risk factor. That's why, it pays yourself to do well with your educating yourself or really studying and learning about the stock in a particular industry itself.
And just to emphasize, that's one of the biggest reasons, like in my strategy, you have to get in early.
Before the run up.
Before the run up. Because if I get in at 5, right? And then let's say it goes to 7.
Right. You've already gained.
Hold on. If I get in at 5 and it goes
$5.
And it goes to 7 based off of just accumulation
And
of
speculation.
And then the trial periods come out, and let's say they are good, then I reap those rewards. But let's say they don't do good. What if it retraces just $2? So now I'm in a break-even position because I've gotten in early. So a huge part of investing is timing, and
Right.
is timing and knowing when to get in.
Right. Because some people, are affected because they get at the height of all the news. Right. Which is late, which you're referencing to the, I perceive to be, a late time, because anything can happen, after that price is, gained, quite a bit of percentage, increase quite a bit of percentage in share price.
So just going back to, and Antonio, I'm about to come to you for a rundown, but before we go there, as we enter in, let's say, phase 3 of this Reddit rally, retail traders, investors rally, what do you see as if we got AMC and GME as the 2-headed dragon,
Right.
what would you say could be the 3rd-headed dragon out of those?
That's a great question. That's a really great question.
And then I want to hear your answer too, Antonio.
BlackBerry has quietly resurrected.
It's up $2.52% in the pre-market.
Yeah, BlackBerry has quietly resurrected. It was supposed to. It had so much momentum back in January before they pulled the rug from the retail investors, right? With the market manipulation and everything that's going on currently, with the SEC supposedly coming down on these hedge funds and some of these exchanges. I'm looking at BlackBerry.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I'm looking at BlackBerry as a strong third. However, recently BlackBerry has gotten some negative news, talking about its software being vulnerable to some of the cyber attacks, and it can affect cars and some medical devices and things like that. But I am looking at it. I don't know if that will be it, but I am looking strongly at it, especially based off of some of the life that was brought back into it,
Right.
On yesterday. But every other stock, not every other stock, a lot of those other stocks that was heavily shorted has gained a lot of life on yesterday as well.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting.
What's your thoughts on it, Antonio?
Well, 2 stocks that are heavily shorted and no one talks about because it's not a meme stock is you guys' favorite Palantir. That's been heavily shorted thanks to Michael Burry, and his war with Kathy Woods. And also,
Shout out to Kathy Woods.
Shout out to Michael Burry.
in Tesla as well. Tesla's another
I thought about Tesla.
heavily shorted stock.
Even though it's not, like you said, it's not a meme stock.
Right.
You know, that's interesting because Tesla has been shorted, for the last few years, and they always come out on top. That's one of your favorite. That's like your favorite stock.
My favorite stock.
Yeah. And I'm probably, Tesla is very, very high on my list. I mean, but it's very interesting that stocks like, or Tesla particular, always seems to come out on top in spite of all the jabs and so much of the regulated and lawmaking community seeming to be against Elon Musk.
So just to go over a quick Reddit traders rundown, if you will. Reddit stocks, if you will, or meme stocks, if you will. BlackBerry is up 16 cents in the pre-market, so they're at 11.26 right now. COS, ticker symbol KOSS, is at, I believe it's at, pulling it up now, it's up 49 cents in the pre-market, so they're at 1988. Okay.
I don't know much about cost, but continue.
I don't know much about COS, but
I'm going to look into it today. I'm going to tell you that.
Every time the meme stocks run, the Reddit stocks run, however you want to look at it,
Is that
COS does really well. COS does really well.
that's something for us to look into?
Yeah.
I'm going to do some research on that. And
So you just mentioned BlackBerry.
what industry, real quick, is cost in? Antonio, can you find that for us?
Yeah.
You said I mentioned BlackBerry.
BlackBerry. Did I already run down BlackBerry?
No.
So BlackBerry's up 16 cents in the pre-market. They're at 11.26. If I didn't run it down, that's that. Let's go to Bed Bath and Beyond. That's what it was. It wasn't I said something else earlier. It was Bed Bath and Beyond. Bed Bath and Beyond, ticker symbol BBBY, is up 44 cents in the pre-market. So they're over $29 right now. They was up $1.23 yesterday. So the momentum is definitely kicking in. Let's go to something that we was invested heavily in last year and earlier this year is Workhorse.
That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, Workhorse.
Workhorse broke my heart.
Yes.
And see, this is the thing when we talk about industry,
Talk about why you were in Workhorse and break down like what eventually happened.
Okay. So I got into Workhorse, I think around August of last year, so about a year ago,
Ticker symbol WKHS.
KHS. One of the things that got me into it was that it was a fully, it was one of the only, if not only, fully EV, I'm trying to think of the term that functional EV trucks, right? It wasn't a hybrid. They had other hybrids that can convert from, gas to EV or this to EV, hydro to EV, whatever it is. And they were they were in the run-ins to win the postal contract, right? Our government, as well as the globe, but specifically our government, was shifting into the electric vehicle space.
Right.
In fact, when Biden got into office, one of the things that he mandated was that all government vehicles would be fully electrical.
Right.
So I've done research, I've done and then they have another segment, which is the drone segment, so they're waiting for approval for that now, which should come second quarter of 2022 or by the spring of 2022. So all the momentum, all the news centered around it, and would have been the only fully, or one of the only fully,
but specifically talk about what just while you were in it, as far as the catalyst that was you were looking for to
So I got
jump up the share price.
Yeah, so I got in at about $18 to $20.
Right.
And it was projected that should they land this $6 billion government contract,
Right.
the share price would, go up tremendously.
Right.
And as the news continued to, and the date continued to be pushed back with the post office making a decision on who would be awarded the contract. During that process of it being pushed back prior to the decision, the share price, the contract had increased
Right.
from $6 billion to potentially $8 to $10 billion.
Right.
Meaning that it would directly affect Workhorse share price should they, in a greater way than what I originally projected or what was projected, should they be awarded the contract.
So one thing I just want to emphasize, we were talking about it with AT&F. You can play these type of stocks and just play it based off the rumors.
Right.
If
And
you would have got in early, it was around what, $10?
And I want to share what happened because I didn't do this.
Right. If you would have got in early and
$10.
it was at $10. It ran all the way up to what?
40 plus
It ran all the way up to $40+
from $10.
and that was before a contract was even determined yet.
Right.
So they ended up giving the contract to another company, but it went up $40 just based off of speculation.
Mm-hmm.
And if you would have got in, not just you, but anybody, would have
Right.
got in at 10, you could have sold at 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 based off of rumors and hype.
And made a ton of money.
And made a ton of
should-
money. And didn't need a official verdict for the contract to even come out.
Right.
Just based off speculation. Just based off of playing rumors, news, hype, FOMO, momentum. Antonio, give us a rundown. I'm gonna come back to you.
Okay.
Okay, crypto rundown for this morning. Bitcoin at 47,000, Ethereum at 3,100, XRP is at $1.16, Cardano is at $2.72, and everyone's favorite Dogecoin at 28 cents.
Okay.
I want to comment off of first off the crypto market has seemed to take a breather on this morning. Y'all know that I'm very bullish on the crypto market. I want everybody to understand this, that the crypto market is directly inverse of the dollar index. So a good way to monitor the crypto market or to look at it is if the dollar index is up, you'll see the crypto market doing the opposite, be on the downside. And vice versa. If the crypto market is up, you'll see the dollar index going in the opposite direction. But Cardano has some big news coming out today in regards to their smart contracts, the launch of their smart contracts. So some project, that it's going on a big exchange, an exchange that's comparable to Coinbase. Right? Mm-hmm. And they saying once it's listed on today, it's projected that we should see a heavy price increase. However, I want to make everybody aware of what you said. The price, sometimes these increases are already priced in.
Right.
And that's what Datwan was alluding to when he talked about, it happened with CCIV, remember? Mm-hmm. And with these run-ups, a lot of noise and a lot of media and news coming out surrounding what's happening with the stock. So if you get in at Cardano was at a dollar plus, maybe a month ago, right? A month and some change.
Right.
So that's more than double. You know, they almost went to $3 over this last week. So it could be that the price is already factored in that run up. Mm-hmm. So just be careful and alert and aware when you look at some of the news of surrounding these opportunities.
Got you. Antonio, you wanted to add anything else?
I just wanted to add something about AMC right now.
Gotcha.
I've noticed, I've been watching the pre-market since 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed that AMC was at a high this pre-market at $47. It's been short attacked at 6 o'clock, around the 6 o'clock hour, around the 7 o'clock hour, around the 8 o'clock hour, and now around the 9 o'clock hour, where we were hitting on 4% in pre-market. Right now, we're just above 0.32% at a pre-market price of $44.40.
After the strong run yesterday.
And the strong run this morning.
What's your thoughts on that? And this is the thing with stocks like AMC and GME and some of the ones that Datwan named earlier, that, you know, you gotta have the stomach for this.
Yeah, you gotta have the stomach for it, and you gotta believe in your convictions. And one thing, you know, we'll talk about where we think the market goes today,
Mm-hmm.
but I believe. Listen, you can't be mad over a $10 increase in a day.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So today,
and this is where we talk about, you know, the long haul, you know, being patient.
Right. Being patient, staying staying true in your beliefs and convictions. Overall, I think we are good. Overall, for us to get that increase, I think, and not only for us to get that increase, but for a whole bunch of other retail, meme, Reddit stocks to get that increase, it showed some type of margin call or some type of big influx of money. Antonio,
talk about the rule that went in. Share what you about to share, and then
I noticed that yesterday we had a strange occurrence in the volume. All day yesterday, from the market open to around 1:30, 1 o'clock, the volume never reached over 10 million. But as soon as we hit the 1:30 hour, we had 15 million in volume. When we hit the 2 o'clock hour, 30 million in volume. When we hit the 2:30 clock, 58 million in volume. When we hit 3 o'clock, 35 million in volume. When we hit 4 o'clock, 22 million in volume. It's a lot of volume at the end of the day when we had that huge run up.
right?
Where do you think that came from?
To me, honestly, like even yesterday, and I'm glad you broke that down. That was good insight for, you know, whoever's listening, and for us. When I seen GME running the way it was, and then AMC, and then the Blackberries, Nokia a little bit, the other cars, Bed Bath and Beyond, all these other meme Reddit stocks, to me it just signaled margin call. It signaled margin call or big buying power, knowing margin calls are coming. So again, I did a individual piece about this last week. Follow the money. It's too many people, too many institutions,
including municipalities, your states and local governments,
right? That's invested into this stock. How is this a meme stock? How is this a Reddit stock? If you have these big conglomerates investing into it, just think about that. So everything takes time. Everything takes patience. Where do you think the stock goes today?
I think,
and again, GME is down pre-market. AMC is hovering a little bit up in pre-market.
I think that, I think it continues to trend down. It may stabilize. It won't go much over I think it stays under $46. You know, so that could be drop all the way down to 40. I don't think it goes above 46. That's the way I should say it.
But that's still a green day.
Yeah, it still can be like you said, it's still a green day. You know, these types of plays are very interesting. You know, we spoke on Tilray earlier. You know, it going all the way up, shooting up to $70-something, and then the very next day cutting it, all those profits into, for some who stayed in the stock, all cutting them in half back down to, you know, the $30 mark.
Right.
I don't see this stock going above $46 today.
What's your thoughts on it, Antonio? Where do you think the stock price goes today?
AMC is so a headache. I'm going to go with over 47. You might as well do the Price is Right type of game show thing right now.
Right.
You're going 46, I'm going to go 47.
I'm saying it won't go above. You saying that it will go above?
47.
Yeah, I'm saying it won't go above 46.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's interesting.
Yeah. See, this was interesting about things like this, and we're talking about, you know, the volume. You mentioned the volume, how it decreased. Datwan, you mentioned
increased.
No,
volume.
I'm saying that it increased throughout the day from the 2 o'clock hour or the 1 o'clock. He went all the way up to the 2:30, 3 o'clock, and then it began to decrease. At its height, it was at 58 million.
Yeah. Let me reiterate because I kind of left something out earlier. Every half an hour point, the volume besides the opening at 9 o'clock, it was at 13 million. After 9:30, from 10 o'clock to 1:30, the volume every half an hour window never went over 8 million until 2 o'clock when it hit that height and it kept just going up and up and up.
And then you mentioned that around the 3 o'clock hour or 3:30, it went from
2:30.
It went from like 58 to 28, and you know, began to decrease in volume, right? Suggesting that people sold. Is that correct?
No.
Volume, okay. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, volume is just based off of action, rather people's buying or selling. It's not based off. It's not an indicator for either or.
Got you. But one of the things I want us to keep in mind is you mentioned that, and this is for the listening viewers, because it is a such thing as being greedy, right? We talked about me getting caught with the bag with Workhorse, right? Versus getting out, and I had tremendous, you know, a ton of gains. I was up $40,000 on that play. You know, at any rate, my point is this: if I'm a large institution and I've invested $1 million, just $1 million, into AMC on Friday or Monday or whatever it was when it was at 34.
Right.
And it shot up to $44 or $44 plus yesterday.
Right.
I potentially made 10 to 12 million. That's not a small, and you have institutions that's making upwards, you know, investing $5 million. We seen one you recorded in that video, 1.2 billion invested. That's 10 billion, you know, et cetera. So, you know, it's interesting how much money is being made on AMC and as well as GME,
right?
Both from the retail investor along with the institutional investors,
right? So again, that, you know, that goes to show what's at stake.
Right.
You know, it's a lot of money at stake. I'm heavily invested into it. I know you're invested into it as well, and I'm glad you brought up the greedy part. And I remember on one of the other lives, I was saying, you know, greed is subjective.
Right.
Greed is subjective, but greed is greed.
Right.
And after a $10 increase, do we start to see some of these, let's say, big institutions, take their profits and dip?
I believe so.
Or do you still see the hold or hodl method?
So I believe that some will take profits. See, this is a game, right? So some will take profits. If I got 100,000, it could, 100,000.
I will say this, not to cut you off.
Right.
I will say this, and I'm gonna let you go. The upside of AMC specifically is its majority shareholders are retail investors.
Right.
Are us, so
Right. Your everyday
it's not
citizen.
Right. It's not all dependent on the huge institutions.
Right. So if I've invested as a retail investor, or let's just stick with the institutions, right? Because this is the game that they play, right? They're able in what do you call it? Insider trading, right? They're able to and have been able, since the beginning of this stock market, able to capitalize off of a lot of the ignorance of the retail investor, et cetera. So I believe that, they benefit, some of them, quite a bit of them benefited from that run up on yesterday, right? They'll take that profit, and then as the stock retraces, they'll jump back in. So if they've made, using that same scenario of $1 million invested, they made 12 million on yesterday. If the stock retraces back to 40, 37, et cetera, they can still get back in. Let's say they reinvest 2 million this time,
Right.
or 5 million,
Right.
and do something else with the other 7 million.
Right.
So that's and really, to be honest, we would do ourselves well to follow similar strategies. I personally, I like that type of strategy. It makes sense to me. We got to understand this thing called the money game. I'm not a fan of the manipulation, the market manipulation, because a lot of people get hurt, especially us retail investors. People bet their life savings on specific plays like this. Some win, some lose. So I just think it should be a even playing field, and my hope is that the lawmakers and regulators would hurry up and get this thing right.
Right. So overall, Antonio, I'm gonna come to you for a final rundown. Overall, I want you to talk about where the market is overall. A more fuller picture, not just focused on your meme Reddit stocks. So where do you have the market going overall
Today or
today? Just today, yeah.
Powell speaks Friday. Today's Wednesday. We're midweek. Powell speaks Friday. Biden has invited the big tech companies along as well as JP Morgan Chase, who I didn't mention yesterday, who I just found out this morning in the article. Bank of America is invited to the meeting as well. So I believe that today will we'll continue in the green. I do believe we'll continue in the green today.
Do you think we'll see a green run up for the rest of the week until Powell speaks, and then it's up in the air?
I think so.
Okay.
And I think so because of some of the rules that rule that just went in effect on yesterday with I think it's the margin calls or something like that.
That's CC 010,
Which is
prohibits the failure to deliver. The neck is shortening.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, so I think
That's
that
huge.
we'll
So
see.
can you explain that a little bit more in depth as far as what the failure to delivers are? So the failure to delivers is what some of these big institutions and
So you
hedge funds can rely on as far as when they're shorting the stock.
Right, you alluded to it yesterday when we talked about the borrowing.
Right. Exactly. So they can continue to borrow, and never have to deliver. They can keep pushing back their delivery date, basically.
Right. So when we say borrow, they're borrowing stocks or they're
Right.
borrowing shares.
Right.
From these market makers and from the market makers, right?
Right.
Borrowing shares on loan, essentially, right?
Right.
So the failure to deliver would be them with the shorts, right? As if the price increases in
Right.
favor of the apes or retail investors or those betting that the price will go up.
Right.
Those who are shorting the stock will have to, in turn, pay back to the market maker equivalent for what the price has increased.
Right.
So the failure to deliver would be them not delivering on this loan.
Right. So that's a huge rule. I didn't need, like, I must have overlooked that. That's a huge rule. I didn't know that went into effect yesterday.
Yeah, that's really probably
That
it may have
yeah.
something to do with all the
run-ups.
Reddit stocks
Running up.
and running up again.
Right, Antonio.
So NSCC 010 filing was confirmed on August 23rd. It went into effect August 24th, which was yesterday, and essentially prohibits the use of naked shorting and failure to deliver in the market.
Yeah, so that's interesting.
So naked shorting is what? Just so we clear.
Believe like fake shares, synthetic shares,
and
synthetic
that's how we
shares.
gotten. That's how this has became so much news.
So
thank you,
a
Antonio.
regular short, and I'm glad you asked that question. A regular short is what you just deemed as borrowing on loan to short the stock, basically. A naked short, which, and this is how crazy the market is. Like, this is the game we're playing. This is the money game.
Right.
A naked short is borrowing a synthetic share, a share that really doesn't exist.
Right. So if it's 100%
So
of anything, come on, talk to
right.
us.
So
Go
if it's 100% stock or shares owned in the marketplace.
Right.
Let's say me and you own.
use GME for example,
Let's
or
right.
AMC if it's 500,000.
So let's say
shares.
all the shares were bought up by whether it's
number.
institution or what you
As
mean.
an example, just give an example.
100% of the shares.
No, so if it's 500,000 shares of AMC, right? And the institutional, like you said, institutional buyers and retail buyers has bought up 500,000 shares.
Right.
That's 100%.
Right.
Right?
So the naked shorts come into play when they are synthetically making more shares to short.
Right. So that means above the 500
Right. Where
official
are
shares.
So basically ask yourself, where are the shares coming from?
Right.
If we all have them, where are the shares coming from? And how can they continue to short? How can they continue to drop down the price if the share price, if the shares are already taken all up? Antonio? Okay, so you was you ready for a rundown?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, damn. AMC is back on the rise.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I was noticing that. So AMC's back over $1.
It's at up 2.5%.
You might be right today, Antonio.
I should have betted you on that one.
No, I wouldn't have bet you. Because look, I'm going to make a calculated, informed bet. With this AMC, I don't necessarily have that. So I'm not going to, go up, go down. I wouldn't bet that. I bet you something else, but I ain't going to bet you that. And whatever I bet you, I'm going to bet them in crypto.
Cardano. Tesla is down 0.19%. GameStop is down 1.14%. I'm sorry. GameStop is going. I don't know what's going on with GameStop. The numbers just conflicting right now. Virgin Galactic up 1%. ChargePoint up 0.62%. Robinhood is down 2.41%. The Nasdaq is in the green. The S&P 500 is in the green. Bitcoin is still at 47,000. Ethereum still is at 3,100. And everyone's favorite Dogecoin is still at 28 cents.
Okay, appreciate you, Antonio. So again, the market frenzy is heating up. The retail traders are or investors are fighting back, and a lot is going on in the market. And if you're not in the market right now, I hope you do some due diligence and hope you look into it, because this is a opportunity of a lifetime.
Right.
Opportunity of a lifetime. A lot is happening.
I ain't got nothing. You know?
Okay, so that's it for us. If you like this live stream, give us a like, comment, subscribe. This is LJ. This is Datwan. Welcome to the new age.
Store with it. See a future with you, trying to make that picture more vivid. Sandy beach, shore visits. Tell your girls you sure did it. Yeah, I had to level up a little. Soft top on the whip, the cover from the drizzle. I'm overanalyzing shit that others thought was simple. I'm at the drive-thru, I'm asking, can I get a menu? I'm looking at the signs, it's never coincidental. Chilling on Miami, I'm sliding through in a rental. At the strip club, we got the booth, it's official. She said her name was Tia, then introduced me to Crystal. Watch out for them girls, they obligated to play you. Crush Percocets up and take them straight up the nasal. Sucking niggas off while they baby up in the cradle. And charging what they need till their situation is stable. But I understand shit, get it how you get it. This life ain't handing out no favors to nobody, is it? Looking at the sky, hoping one day the sun will visit. Make sure you keep your head up to the clouds so you don't miss it. This life you gotta live it. This life you gotta live it. If I don't got it, then you know I'm grinding till I get it. This life you gotta live it. This life you gotta live it. If you don't get it, then you gotta grind until you get it.